Hello and welcome to this episode of Creating with Howcraft. My name is Denise Yesbach-Moore with howcraftcollection.com, and today I'm going to show you how to create my lavender and moss bracelet. The tools and supplies you will need to create this bracelet are round nose pliers, wire cutters, crimping pliers. You could also use the chain nose pliers. We're going to use these to open and close the jump ring, but you can use these to crimp the EZ-Crimps, which are these little gems right here. EZ-Crimps, they can be found on the howcraftcollection.com website. We're going to be using 49 strand, 0.46 millimeter beading wire. We're going to be using size 1 crimp beads as spacers, 4 millimeter jump ring, 8 millimeter jump ring, a lobster clasp, head pins, and a variety of beads that can be found on howcraftcollection.com. A complete list of the jewelry making supplies and beads, along with printable PDF instructions, can be found on howcraftcollection.com. Search lavender and moss bracelet. We are going to start off by cutting a 10-inch length of 0.46 millimeter 49 strand beading wire. And we are going to pick up our EZ-Crimp. And we are going to pass the wire through. You see how it sticks up a little bit? We can come in and we're just going to pull it up a tad. We'll cut that off after we crimp. So we're going to grab our crimping pliers and we're going to put it in the first notch. And we're going to press down. And we're going to do that all along the little grooves. So I'm using a little bit of force and we're just coming in and we're pressing down. And now our EZ-Crimp is nice and secure. You could also use your chain nose pliers to press down. And then we're just going to come back in. And let's see if I can grab it better this way. We're going to pull that down, turn it around, and we're just going to cut off that little end. Now we're going to start stringing our beads. I'm using size 1 crimp beads as spacers. I put them on this little head pin so it would be easier for me to string. So we're just going to string the size 1, then the lilac, jasper, lentil, the size 1 spacer bead, the dragon jasper lentil, and then we're going to grab another one of our spacer beads. And this is a rose quartz carved lentil. It has little grooves in the side. I'm going to string that down. I'm going to grab our spacer bead, one of our Bali style silver plated spacers, and then I'm going to grab another spacer bead, and then we're going to string our green aventurine bead. We're going to grab our spacer, the Bali style, another spacer bead, And the reason I'm putting these spacer beads between each bead is that the bracelet will lay nicer and wrap around your wrist better with a little bit of a space between these beads, since the beads are so large. So we're going to do another Bali. And whoops, another spacer. And then our last little rondel bead. We're getting our spacer and the Bali. Then another spacer. And now we're going to string our lilac jasper teardrop. And a spacer bead. And then we're going to string our green spotted oval jasper. And then our last spacer bead. Now we're going to come in and we're going to pick up our EZ-Crimp. And we're going to pass it through the end hole, and I'm holding on to it, and I'm grabbing my round nose pliers, and I'm just moving it down. So then we're setting it down, and we're pushing right up against the bead, making sure the beads are all nice and snug. Now that I have my crimp pushed down, I'm going to come back in, and I'm just going all along the grooves, and I'm pushing it together so that it has flattened down and it's nice and tight. So I'm going to move the wire out of the way, and I'm going to come back in with my wire cutters and trim that little end. So now we're going to pick up our rose quartz lentil. This has like a little etched flower on it, and we're going to grab our head pin and we're going to string it down, and we're going to form a simple loop to create this little dangle. So we're going to bend the wire down, trim that little end. And now we are going to form a simple loop by rolling the wire towards us. And we have just created a simple loop. Now we're going to come over and we are going to grab our 4mm jump ring. This is how you open and close a jump ring. So we're just going to open that. Attach our lobster clasp. Go to this side of the bracelet and attach the clasp. Now we're going to come back in. We're going to pick up our 8mm jump ring, find the opening, open and close it, open it, grab our little rose quartz dangle, come back over, attach, and close the jump ring. And there you have it, how to create my lavender and moss bracelet. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe at Howcraft USA. Follow us on Instagram at Howcraft Collection Beads. Be sure to visit howcraftcollection.com for more inspirational DIY projects. And for all your jewelry making needs, new beads are added weekly, and each week on howcraftcollection.com, we feature an amazing new sale. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.